I have examined Anderson's decent and street families. Point 1. The idea that the code of the street is a cultural adaptation to the immense lack of faith in police and court systems. The code of the street is self-generated. It is not written down anywhere, yet those who participate in the streets have learned to adapt to their situations. The person only believes in taking care of himself because of the lack of police accountability. Snitching can be an example of lack of faith in police and court systems because there is transparency with the informants. Contracts are often not written up, and the outcome is not always favorable for the informant. Police rarely respond to complaints, leaving decent families distraught. Point 2. Decent families and street families exist in ghettos, which then comes down to a battle between the two to define the neighborhood. The labels result in a contest among individuals. Quote-unquote, decent residents may judge themselves to be so, while judging others to be of street, and street individuals often present themselves as decent, while drawing distinctions between themselves and still other people. Decent families do not want to be seen as street, but they are constantly having to code switch in order to survive and live in their neighborhood. Since violence is always right around the corner, their guard is always up to remain decent and keep their children from straying to the streets. Remaining street means committing acts of violence to gain acceptance with the street groups and not be exiled and marked as decent. Even if a person of the street is intelligent, intelligence is not rewarded in this category. The street is out to recruit decent families and, in this sense, bring them to the dark side. Point 3. History and society has created two conceptual categories that create the structure in inner cities. Society isolates groups of people. People of color, specifically darker-skinned people, have been held back from integrating into white communities because of the societal forces such as redlining. Communities of color are then formed in low-income areas, forcing both decent families and street families to come together. History constructed groups based on race, causing stereotypes, hatred written on the body, and inferior and superior groups. Decent and street families, which are the conceptual categories in neighborhoods, only allow for one or the other to bring about many problems when the two mix.